Um, but I know for myself that, I know what a smile from a stranger means and a word from a stranger. It can lift you out of, the holes that we dig ourselves into. But I will bring up a terrible example because it's the only one I can think of. But Chinese buffet. This was so long ago, okay? And I can hear it. I can hear it in my head. Our family's there, and another family is just coming in and they've just sat down. I think the wife hadn't quite gotten to the table yet, and she just sort of, called over, discreetly, or so she thought, to her husband, John, I'm just going to go to the bathroom. And my dad pipes up, John, she's just going to go to the bathroom. And John says, what's so funny about that? And that, burned all of us. I don't think we enjoyed our Chinese buffet. And we tell that story again and again and again and again. And I think it's situations like those that make us afraid of talking. We don't want to offend. We don't want to come off the wrong way. My dad had no such fears. He had no fear of embarrassing himself, no fear of embarrassing his family. And that, I got the good out of that, I think. But my dad, he had a bottom line. I think there was a method to his madness, and his bottom line was that open up the lines of communication with the people around you for the sake of sharing God with them, sharing his faith with them. That was his bottom line. He wanted to, first step, open up lines of communication. Second step, casually mention that he had been, part of ministry at some point, and then if there's a man, if they're interested, if they want to talk about it, boom, that was his game, and that was more than his game. That was his life. And I came across a verse that was so my dad. This is something that King of Israel, David wrote. He said in a psalm, this is Psalm 49, I have told the glad news of deliverance in the great congregation. See, I have not restrained my lips. As you know, O Lord, I have not hidden your saving help within my heart. I have spoken of your faithfulness and your salvation. I have not concealed your steadfast love and your faithfulness from the great congregation. That's so my dad right now. He has I'm sure he has no regrets about that. And that, I believe, that my dad's passion for God was the best of himself, and he gave that to me. He taught me that I can know my Creator and be in a relationship with my Creator, and that relationship is the most important thing. And he taught me to commit myself and my life to God. And the reason why my faith is so important to me is that what this translates into is that when you're in touch with the being that has created you, you're also in touch with the being that has created everyone around you. And he loves you, but he also loves everyone around you. And so you can be in touch with the love that he has for people. You don't count on your own love because we don't always have love for each other, but you can sort of, he will help you love the people around you. And I think that's my bottom line, and I got that from my dad's, legacy. So, to recap, what I've learned from him in life is to always be available for people, and not just your friends and your family. Be available for strangers.
Way to go.
Because with my dad, no one was a stranger. And if you're going to err on the side of connecting with people rather than remaining aloof from people. Because people need to be cared for, and they need to be cared about as though you were seeing them through God's eyes. And that's possible. And the first step is just noticing people. And the best way you can do that is at a Chinese buffet. And lastly, what I learned from him in death, and I thought I'd have to hold this up, but I'm doing pretty good, is that there's no time. There's no time for anything else but loving.